All right, welcome everyone to Foundations of Business Management 1104 Summer Session 1, 2022. Hope everyone has had a nice couple of weeks off from the spring semester, and now you're ready to jump into your summer session. I'm Ron Poff. I will be your instructor for the summer. I'm an assistant professor of practice here in the Pamplin College of Business and in the management department. It is Monday, May 23rd, and I just got back from Ireland. So I landed in Washington, D.C. Yesterday afternoon, and I'm up here in Northern Virginia for the next few days recruiting at various high schools, but just had an awesome week and a half with some other Pamplin students in Ireland, studying entrepreneurship and traveling around the country. And so it has been a fantastic 2 weeks for me as we've ended up the spring semester. I'm going to share my screen here and jump into today's discussion. And today's discussion is really just to kind of introduce you to the foundations of business and walk you through the syllabus and the course expectations. Obviously, you know, many of you I've noticed from Hokey Spa, you're current students here at Virginia Tech, and you've been here whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but certainly for those that maybe are transferring in, this could be your first class or your first session at Virginia Tech. Welcome to each and every one of you as part of that. I've noticed that some of you, you know, are not necessarily, you know, business students now. Perhaps you're trying to explore and discover business. As far as the Pamplin College of Business goes, we have these different majors, whether it's accounting, BIT, finance, hospitality and tourism management, management department, the Department of Marketing, and real estate. I share these with you because this is also what we will be exploring throughout the session. Throughout this course, we will be discovering and exploring the various parts of business, including these different majors and areas of concentration. You know, real quick, we kind of want to talk about Virginia Tech, specifically the Pamplin College of Business. Number one, you know, in BIT, number 4 in real estate. Hospitality is either number 3, 4, or 5. They move around. Certainly an awesome program. You can see there business management at 6. The College of Business itself is number 17. Entrepreneurship, top 25, 2 years in a row with the Princeton Review. And then back in January, number 1 entrepreneurship program in the country. We love our alumni. Our alumni stay connected with students. There's certainly a proud Virginia Tech community. We're actually going to connect you. You'll have a chance to meet some alumni throughout, you know, whether it's this summer or throughout your journey within Pamplin. You'll have some awesome opportunities to be a part of that. I just mentioned, certainly over the last 2 years, the Princeton Review has recognized Virginia Tech as a top 25 program. So we were ranked 25 in 2020 and 25 again in 2021, both of those for outstanding programs. So we're very, very proud of that. And I just mentioned the USASB Model Program Award, which is excellent in entrepreneurship. So number 1 in the country for entrepreneurship, we love. Very, very proud too, the data with data analytics and business intelligence. So we're going to talk about data this session, the importance of data. You know, one of the interesting things about data, a lot of times we think of it as just numbers and data itself, but we actually put it in context and we help to discover the data. Helps us make decisions. It provides intelligence, research, and business intelligence. And you know, Virginia Tech, you know, it's going to be more than this building that we see up on Price's Fork Road and a complex and all of that. It's going to be the reputation that we already have, and now we're solidifying it with, even more resources, with labs and buildings and classrooms and different things, and the connectivity to industry, which is what GBAC, the Global Business Analytics Center, will do. So really, really happy about this. And you say, well, so what? Who cares? What's it mean for the summer session? It's just part of the community and the ecosystem that we're building. The entrepreneurship ecosystems now has a strong reputation, nationally ranked, world renowned. Now we're starting to look at our data and what Pamplin can do there. All of these things start to help you and your journey. This becomes part of the DNA of you. This is the DNA of Virginia Tech. And obviously, with regards to the investment in your life, the investment in your life skills, you can see the differences that, earning a college degree will help. This course is designed for first-year students making the transition from high school to college. And so this is certainly an important aspect. I think for some of you that, again, have been here, whether it's a semester, a year, or 2 years, this just helps to show you that the investment that you're making, those long nights, the summer sessions, the winter sessions, will pay off. There is no doubt about it. You will hear me talk throughout the session about engagement and networking, chances for you to grow and who you are and what you're about. And so take the opportunities to do that. Now, it is a little bit difficult or different during the summer session because we don't necessarily see each other. It's an asynchronous course, but I have office hours. You're going to be in a learning team. Take the time. I know that during the summer, you have internships, you're studying abroad, maybe you're traveling, certainly sitting by the pool or sitting at the beach. Those are awesome moments, but they're also this class gives you the opportunity to go outside of your comfort zone and get to meet people above and beyond who you are. And this gives you a chance to put yourself and differentiate yourself so that you can get an internship, so that you can get a better career and help you with that. A number of different places and things that you can see and do. I'll leave this up to you to read on your own. Certainly in the fall, be prepared for Business Horizons. Be prepared to join different organizations. Hopefully this course will help to inspire you about business. Maybe you pick up a business minor. Perhaps you have a double major in whatever in things that you're looking to do. But get involved. There's a number of different professional organizations. American Marketing Association is one of them. Society of Human Resource Management's another. These are just examples of professional organizations that you can join as a student that connects you. I mean, look at AMA, 30,000 members. So you can start that while you're in college. These are just pictures of various Pamplin students and organizations that have done incredibly well. And their journey started right here in the same class, the same course. Obviously, as they start to take other courses in Pamplin and they start to then connect the dots, there has to be a foundation of some type. And that's the goal of this course, is to give our students the foundation of what is business, what's economics, what does international business even mean? How do you grow a business? What type of pricing strategies and different things. So again, it does help to give us that foundation. A little bit about me. I'll be quick here. Assistant professor of practice here in the Department of Management. I've been full-time since 2019, so coming up on 3 years full-time. As far as Virginia Tech goes, I'm getting ready to finish up my 5th year because I taught as an adjunct for a couple of years while I was still in industry. You can see my academic areas, primarily in entrepreneurship and innovation. I do have a focus in international business and marketing as well. I'm an industry person, so I spent 30 years or still in industry for over 30 years. You can see the different areas and career expertise. The first 18 years of my career was in supply chain, purchasing, sourcing, working on new product development within consumer products, goods companies. Manufacturing is a big part of who I am and what I'm about. I then made a huge career change, and I went from supply chain and logistics over to sales and marketing. And that's kind of where I felt like I needed more experience or more knowledge and that sort of continuous improvement, lifelong learning. And that's when I decided to go back to school, and I did attend the other university in Charlottesville. Don't tell anyone, but that's where I started my graduate work, and I got a graduate certificate in what would be now known as digital marketing from the University of Virginia, and then my master's in marketing from Southern New Hampshire. Just some of the different companies that I've worked with over the last 32 years. I'm also an entrepreneur. I have a small business marketing agency in Blacksburg, focused on small businesses, primarily in the real estate area. But the last company I worked for was Marball. That's where I was in sales and marketing. We worked on a lot of appliance products. So if you have a Whirlpool or GE oven at home, you got to touch and feel our products every day. Handles, control knobs for ovens and refrigeration and laundry. Most of my career, the biggest part of my career over 12 years was with Spectrum Brands, which at one time was a division of Pfizer. And so that was in the aquarium products area. I did serve in the U.S. Navy, which is where I learned logistics and supply chain. You can see there the Prime Factory. That's the company that I founded in December of 2015. And again, working with a number of small businesses and helping them with who they are, what they're about. These are my sons. I'm a father of 3 sons. And I love the Corps of Cadets. That's me and Skipper, which I enjoy. And then they're in the middle, the very, very middle. That is my very first true friend in college. And it was a faculty member. True first faculty friend. And so Dr. Chang and I became very close. I was a freshman in his 6-hour credit class. And that was in advanced calculus. I was a math major at the time. And thankfully, we stayed in touch over the last 30 years. And he actually was faculty member of the year a couple of years ago in Radford. I share that picture with you because that is something that I challenge you as students at Virginia Tech, is to get to know your faculty members, utilize office hours, reach out, face-to-face is awesome. I will be in Blacksburg all summer. So if you're on campus or in Blacksburg, feel free to schedule some time. We can meet in Pamplin in my office. We can meet at Panera Bread or wherever you'd like. Definitely take the time to get to know your faculty. I talk about engage, network, and growing, and I do it myself. So I'm a part of these different organizations. It might be Pi Sigma Epsilon, which is a co-ed, national co-ed fraternity. You can see there on the upper left, Delta Sigma Pi. I'm also a brother and I'm the faculty advisor there. And so I not only talk it, I try to practice it too. And I would encourage you to also get involved. Let's move over now to the course and the expectations of the course. Obviously, you can see your learning objectives here. These learning objectives are important to think about. The things that we're going to, work on. Again, looking at it, from just how does business work? You're going to understand different functions of business. You're going to get some terminology. We have a textbook that's free. I actually love that textbook. We don't use a university common book any longer, but there, certainly we'll bring in some practical experiences. I'll share with you my experiences and how those helped me along the way. You'll hopefully be able to develop new strategies and ways to solve problems. Okay. This is a first-year experience course. This is an FYE course. Now, I share that with you because you're going to see some assignments that you have done before in other FYE courses if you're coming from a different college. So, for example, the academic integrity module, perhaps you've already done that in another course. All you got to do is share with me that you've completed that course. It is part of ethics and building business ethics. It's part of understanding the difference in right and wrong, and we practice that here at Virginia Tech. Building a LinkedIn profile. You may think, I've already done that. I do that. Well, maybe instead of thinking about it as building it, then this could be the time of maintenance to your LinkedIn profile. But for some of you, this is an awesome opportunity as a first year course. For some of you that are working on this as a minor, and this is a course as part of your minor, then these will be chances for you to reflect on some things that maybe you've already done, but gives you a chance to dive deeper and work on them even more. You should always be looking at continuous improvement, looking at your well-being, chances to explore other opportunities. You might be on a decision making, right? You're on the fence. Maybe you're thinking about changing majors from your current major to a business major. So then this does become an awesome opportunity for you from a first year experience. So it is an 1,000 level class, and I don't want you to think of it that way. I'd rather for you to think of it as life skills and exploration and discovery opportunity for you, and let your curiosity and challenging yourselves to find your new passions or other ways of doing it. Our goal here is to develop various skills in inquiry and problem solving, start to find the business functions and terminology. Certainly will help you build that future. You're going to hear me, consistently talk about, whether it's in the textbook or the slide decks or part of a video, of you engaging and networking and trying to make the best out of each opportunity. You have to be involved in order to be considered for different things. The goal here too is, the chance for you to assess your own skills and personalities. Great feedback here from Adam Hale. Adam graduated just a couple of years ago. He had both a management and finance dual degree. He started out at EY. His internships were at Ernst & Young. He's now at Fannie Mae. I'm not going to read specifically at word for word here, but you can tell that this particular class gave him the management principles and helped him to understand the different functions and how they kind of integrate into business. Talk more specifically about the course and the different resources. You can see here again on the far left, we are in the 3rd edition of the Fundamentals of Business textbook. So this is the free resource that you'll use throughout the semester. You have a link to this. If you would prefer to have a printed copy, you can certainly buy it. There is a charge for the printed version of that. That's certainly there. Morning Brew in the middle. Please sign up for that. That's a daily email that has news, business news. It's written in a 25-year-old vernacular, so you'll be able to follow it pretty well. It's free. We want you to start to get into a behavior of reading and understanding current events, business-related matters. You'll start to see terminology evolve through that. Yahoo Finance, so we're going to follow the stock market. You're going to pick a couple of different stocks and follow them throughout the semester, and that's through Yahoo Finance. CAPSUM down in the right-hand corner, that's going to be the business simulation that you do this summer in your business teams. You'll work on that together. College Success in the far right-hand corner. We don't necessarily use that on a daily basis, but there's some awesome resources in that textbook. It's free as well. Great for time management, test-taking skills, personalities. And so you may find me, if you reach out to me on how can I study better? What are some ways to manage my time differently? Maybe you're having some health and wellness concerns or issues or challenges, and the College Success textbook can help to provide resources for us. Sage Business Cases, we'll talk a little bit more in just a moment. That's part of it. You got some various assignments, the general overview of assignments. Again, the business simulation, that's a team activity. To help you get prepared for that team activity, you do have some individual training that you have to do with CAPSUM in the business simulation there. You'll build out your own LinkedIn profile. That again If you've already done it, if you already have a LinkedIn, then take that time to improve it, make some changes to it. But you will have that. You'll have an opportunity to do a business case. You only have to do one of the two. So either you do the human resources, which is focused on burnout, health and well-being, or marketing strategies, which is focused on the Coke wars. So you pick one of the two. You don't have to do both of them. There's a lift focus group. So you're working on a marketing assignment, research project with that, and then the financial statement exercise, which is about accounting. This just breaks down, all the different assignments for the summer. You can see there, though, that your exams are 55% of your grade, 55% of your grade, with your final exam being 25%. So very important to stay on top of your work, be involved, and very, very important to understand that reading here, especially in the summertime, if you miss 2 or 3 days, you could fall behind very, very quickly. So stay on top of your work. This is the same course. We don't make any changes to this course in the summer. I think it's important for this course to have academic integrity, course integrity. It is important to keep it the same, whether you take it in the fall, the spring, or the summer. So this is the exact same thing. It's just on a faster schedule and faster time. But we've taught this class now. This is the 3rd summer that we've done it. And students have been very, very positive with their experience. So this is the schedule. It's scheduled to change, right? Plus or minus. If anything, I would extend the dates. I'll never pull anything in, but certainly important for you to start planning now and understand the rest of the semester through early July of the different things that you have. You can see that you have an exam next week, right? Exam 1 is already next week. Exam 2 is in 3 weeks. And then the final exam, obviously, is the last day of class. And you can see the other assignments that are listed. Some of the different brands and companies that we'll be exploring and looking at. This is only a small section, but we'll actually look at a number of others as well. Certainly, we have the principles of community at Virginia Tech. We need to make sure that not only do we see these words and we read these words, but we need to practice the principles of community. And so I want everyone to understand that that we value every person. You should have a climate that is based on mutual respect and understanding. I want to affirm that there's open expression. So whether we have discussion boards or if you come to an office hour and there's other students there, that we have to make sure that we're respecting our differences and affirming our common humanity. We reject all forms of prejudice and discrimination, including those based on age, color, disability, gender identity, gender expression, national origin, political affiliation, race, religion, sexual orientation, and veteran status. This is incredibly important for me personally and professionally. And it certainly is obviously part of the learning experience here at Virginia Tech. And so, the key here is that we're pledging this collective commitment to UPROSUM. And you'll hear me talk about UPROSUM a number of different times. I think it is an important aspect at Virginia Tech. They're more than just words. Again, they're actions. You're going to hear me, you'll hear me throughout this session talk about there's talkers in this world and then there's doers. And I try not to associate with just talkers. I want to associate with people that get things done. Ideas are a dime a dozen, so people can just drop words and they can drop things and drop ideas, and then they walk away from it. I'm the type that rolls up my sleeves and let's get things done. And that's one of the aspects of Virginia Tech that I love, that we are an organization that likes to do. We want to get out in the community. We want to make a change, a positive change. We want to help others. And that's a big part of this. Attendance is very important. Obviously, the summer session is asynchronous. I've already heard from a couple of you through emails that, hey, what about this pop quiz thing? How can you have pop quizzes in an asynchronous environment? You're still going to have pop quizzes. Obviously, they're a little bit different in the summer session. You'll have a quiz every week. The pop part of the quiz is it could be on anything that has already transpired. And so, for example, this week or next week, we're talking about chapters 1, 2, or 3. And so you could end up having a quiz, next Wednesday or Thursday on any part of that chapter. And if you decide to skip the quiz, that's entirely up to you. It'll be a 0 in the grade book from that standpoint. So be sure that you're reading the chapters. This is a very, very important aspect, to be sure that you're reading the chapters and being a part of it. Here's the grading scale. Everyone knows the grading scale. You should have this memorized. The big reason of having this in here at this point is to show that there's plenty of assignments and quizzes and exams during the semester, but there's no extra credit opportunities except for the spot survey. We have made an exception. At the end of the semester, you do get some extra credit for spots, but we don't round. There's no reason to round. You have plenty of chances throughout the semester to get your work done. It's interesting. Typically, I have students that want their grades rounded. If I go back and look at their historical piece, they've missed a quiz, they've missed an assignment, there's been a 10% late penalty, all these different things. And I always say, the accountability starts with you. The responsibility is with you. And then at the end of the semester, it's just a non-negotiable situation. I want assignments turned in on time, right? It's important. I come from industry. You can't be late to work. You can't be late to a client appointment. Sure, we all get sick. Take the time to take care of yourself. Reach out to me. Let me know what's going on. Communicate. I am an understanding and empathetic person. I will give you an extension if it's appropriate. But don't take advantage of situations just because you're procrastinating or putting things off, right? Honor code. This is incredibly important to me. I've been part of the honor court recently and plan to be a part of it again this fall. But the honor code when you're taking your exams, when you're doing your assignments, you have to abide by the honor code. So the goal here is for you to start to look at the syllabus, start to look at the assignments, start to navigate around Canvas. Again, no excuses when it comes to on-time submission. As far as coming to class, this is up to you this summer, right? You have to do every module. You have to read every chapter. You have to be on top of it. Very, very important. Here's my contact information. You can see my email there if you're on Twitter. I love, love, love Twitter as far as following Virginia Tech, whether it's sports or academics or students or faculty. It's an important piece. I have office hours, 10:30 to 11:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays. I plan to be back in the office next week, physically in the office. So like I said, if you're there. Now, if these times are not convenient for you, let me know. I will, work with you and we can plan accordingly and work on a time that's more convenient for you with that, okay? If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, this is the first of several videos. I'm not going to have a video for every chapter. There will be some chapters that I will do a crosswalk through if I feel like it's a chapter that's needed, or I might do a brief video on just some key concepts, or in some cases there will be no video for a chapter. So, but it's up to you. If you don't understand a certain concept or a certain subject, please reach out to me and we can talk about it, okay? Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Take care, have fun, stay safe.